Roxy Sims here, and welcome to Speed Build Saturday. Today I am building a simple living farm. This farm, of course, is going in the beautiful Henford-on-Bagley, and it is entirely inspired by the Simple Living Lot Challenge. Just in case you didn't know, the Simple Living Lot Challenge is basically a lot trait that makes it to where if you want to cook something, you need to actually have the ingredients for that in your fridge. You can get those ingredients by getting deliveries from the grocery store, or from growing them in your garden, or from getting eggs from a chicken, meat from the chicken or a cow, milk, that kind of thing. So you need to actually have the ingredients, and I'm telling you what, it's my absolute favorite lot trait. I adore it. I don't know if I'm in the majority here, but I'm really one of those people that likes the little menial tasks that you have to do when playing this game. I really like doing the laundry or getting the groceries. That kind of thing is really fun for me. Oh, hey, just pause on that thought for a second. I'm getting ready to use a tool mod right here, and I put these little stacks of hay out in the field. These are definitely not necessary, because I don't want to put anything that's necessary to the build itself outside of the lot, because those don't transfer whenever you download it. And so I don't want anything too important for people who can't have the mod or don't want to use mods. So it's just like a little decoration that just kind of filled up, the field around it, but it's not necessary. So if you have the tool mod, then if you want to add that, then great. If you don't have it, then you don't really need it. Anyways, resuming the previous conversation, I like doing the menial tasks like grocery shopping, and I would even enjoy vacuuming if that little kit wasn't so broken. But that's the kind of thing that I really like to do. For example, I really like the game Stardew Valley. So when Cottage Living came out, that was super exciting to me. I'm like, great, there's more emphasis on farming, there's some, you get to have some animals, and then the Simple Living lot trait came out. Yeah, it was all a win-win for me. That kind of thing, it adds more challenge and adds more interest for me. So that's how I came up with basically making a farm where the Simple Living lot challenge could be done super efficiently, and it kind of be kind of the main purpose of the farm. Because, if you really think about it, farms in real life, at least home farms, not commercial ones, but home farms in real life, that the whole reason for them is to basically, live out your whole Simple Living lot challenge yourself. So to make this farm very Simple Living oriented, I knew I had to have chickens, had to have a cow, I have a llama, and then I almost have every single plant that you can get. So not decorative ones, but functional ones. Oh, by the way, I am shrinking the sheds, animal sheds down, and putting them in those buckets. And then they'll actually use this, this is actually like a debug building, and they'll go into there like it's their animal shed, because I don't really like the look of the animal shed too much. It's not my favorite, and I wanted them both to be in the same shed. So I'm using that debug building. They go into that, and then whenever you need to clean a shed, you just click on the shed that's sitting in that bucket there, and then you can say clean shed or call them out or whatever you want to do. So it functions completely. I tested out everything on this lot, and everything functions. Anyways, back to the plants. Like I was saying, I have almost every single plant that you can plant in this game on this lot. So I don't really think there's going to be just about anything, any ingredient that you wouldn't have available on this lot. So that's great for simple living. You don't need to really go out and buy those plants. You already have them. And I have every single tree. I think the only plants that I don't have are some really funky ones, maybe some magical ones, that kind of thing. things that I don't think that you would need for ingredients anyways. As you can see here, I am placing a lot of plants in this field. I am placing every single crop that we got that came with the cottage living pack in this field, but I'm also placing ones that are not functional. They don't produce anything. They're just decorative. And the reason for that is because I was very inspired by real life British homes, and a lot of them are based in the area that this pack is actually based on, and a lot of them had these like trellises and things that had plants, cascading off of them. So I very much wanted that feeling for this place. There were homes that had these huge gardens, but they were so incredibly beautiful. So I hope that I've come even the slightest bit close for this garden to be as beautiful as those. First and foremost, I wanted this farm to be functional, but I also wanted it to be beautiful, just like my inspiration photos. And the actual house is inspired by real life photos of British houses as well. So I just wanted it to look like a very old stone farmhouse like you would see. And a lot of these British homes that have these humongous vegetable gardens, a lot of them are set up this way, with the huge outside area to plant, and then a couple of greenhouses. So I have the more established greenhouse, and I figured that was built at the same time as the two extensions from the original farmhouse were built, because they're all made with the same brick. So I figured that's when that one was built, so it's been here a while. And then I also have the more portable greenhouse. You got plenty of greenhouse space on this build. I tried to put every important ingredient into a greenhouse just so that you would always have those specific ingredients available to you. The main things that aren't in a greenhouse are flowers, because those aren't really ingredients and you don't have to have them on demand all the time. And also the crops that came with cottage living, because you can plant those any time of year. The seasons do not affect them, so they'll always be available. I also made this lot a little bit off of the grid. It's not entirely, so I didn't test that. If you probably could get away with making this lot off the grid, but I would be worried about all the sprinklers, because I think I do have this lot set to have like a natural spring. So there would be some water available, but I don't think the natural spring would be able to handle all of those sprinklers. So I don't have it completely off the grid, but I think electricity wise, I don't think that there will be any problem with your electricity, because I have tons of solar panels on the roof, and then I also have a couple of generators. And I don't know if you know this, but I also put the recycler, and what you can do with all these extra plants that you'll be growing, because surely you would not need all of these plants. So what you can do with those is you can recycle them, and then you can actually use those as fuel for the generators. So I am fairly certain that you could run this whole place without ever needing to pay for your electricity. I did that because I wanted to make this place as self-sufficient as I possibly could. So, you're almost off the grid besides water. You could probably put some water generators around though, and that would work. You would need a lot though. I'm just going to be honest, with all those sprinklers, you would need a lot. But self-sufficient with electricity and pretty much all of the ingredients you would already have. The only ones that you would need to get from the grocery store are flour and sugar, I'm pretty sure. And it's so upsetting to me that you need to buy those two ingredients, because I think it would be the coolest thing ever if, because I have bees on this lot, so I think it'd be really nice if they would make it to where you could use honey instead of sugar. I mean, wouldn't that make the most sense? And I also have one of those, what do they call them? Bug hotels, where you can make cricket flour. So if you were able to switch out honey for sugar and then cricket flour for regular flour, you'd be completely, you wouldn't need to buy any groceries. And I just think that would be really cool, and I really wish that they had added those abilities, but hey, they can add them still, so maybe if we make enough noise. I just really want those. I think that'd be awesome. A little bit ago, you might have noticed that I made a bit of a farmer's market kind of area for this lot. And it's one of those market tables, I guess you would call it. So you can load up some of your extra produce or your eggs or whatever onto that table, and you can have a yard sale and sell all your extra stuff, because you'll obviously be, you'll have a lot of extra. You won't need as much stuff as you produce, so you can sell everything extra that you have. Because I really imagine these people as kind of living off of the land and making their money that way, because it's so much work to do all of this stuff, and I thought they wouldn't have a lot of extra time. So for me, whenever I'll play this lot, I'm going to have the sim have the farming and taking care of the animals and everything kind of be their job as well. I really love the debug fences that came with this pack, and I mean, I adore them so much. The only bad thing is that like chickens and stuff can just walk right through those fences. So under all these fences, all these like debug fences, there are actual fences. So your chickens will stay inside of an area instead of just, I mean, if they don't have a fence, they just run away. So I wanted to make sure that they weren't going to get out. I don't know if you download this, will the fences or will the gates still be locked? I'm not sure about that. So just an FYI, you might want to make sure that the fences are locked to the chickens or they will escape. You might have noticed that a lot of the planters that I'm using, they're those self-watering kind that came from Eco Living or Eco Lifestyle. I always call it Eco Living. But they came from there, and the reason for that is I wanted to make everything in this farm run as smoothly as possible with the least amount of work. So I have sprinklers on the exterior ones, and then I have the self-watering ones. There's a few that are not self-watering, but really the watering is pretty minimal for how many plants there are on this lot. So tried to make it as easy as possible. We are moving on to the interior, and really, like I was saying earlier, the base stone structure of this build, of this house, is based on a beautiful stone farmhouse picture that I saw online. It was just gorgeous and simple, and exactly what I wanted, because I wanted this building to look like it has been here for a long time, and then has been added on to throughout time. So we've got an added on kitchen, we've got an added on room off of the back of this like living room section, and then like I was saying earlier, and then like the greenhouse would have been built around the same time. Oh, here I'm using the tool mod to make this kind of custom piano, because I really like stand-up pianos, but we don't have any in this game. So, and this is actually functional. I had to mess with it a little bit to cover up the seat, because I wanted a more country-ish seat, so I have the little crate, and I fix that later. But yeah, I'm hoping at some point we get some, like a stand-up piano, some drums would be nice, just more musical instruments and maybe bands. Yeah, that's something I'm really hoping for. So I won't have to make any custom stand-up pianos. That would be really nice. I wanted this house to be kind of very compartmentalized and old, and like it's, been added on to. And back whenever it was built, then we probably didn't have a traditional kitchen like what we think of kitchens today. They probably just mainly cooked everything by the fireplace, and so I thought having the kitchen be in the kind of an added on section would make a lot of sense. Throughout this build, you'll see me adding a lot of beams, and then I'm going for how you'll have the vertical beams with the plaster in between, like you'll see a lot in really old builds. That is what I'm going for. But I understand if you don't like having those beams, like when you're actually playing with it. So if that's the case, if you want to get rid of those, I think a good replacement for this wallpaper, this like tannish plaster kind of wallpaper would actually be the wallpaper that came with Get Together. You know, the one that has the beams integrated into the wallpaper. I think that would be a great replacement if you want to get rid of these beams. I'm definitely going for a more traditional style with this house for obvious reasons, with the age and everything. But I was also thinking that this house could have been passed down from generation to generation. But you know how it would go. If you got passed down the house, you would definitely inherit some of the old furniture. And, no qualms about that. I mean, it's all nice quality, antique kind of furniture, but definitely inherited. So a lot of older pieces, a few more modern touches in probably like the kids' bedrooms and stuff, but I wanted a lot of the other furniture to look a little antique. I do have this house set up for a family, so we have a couple's bedroom or single person's bedroom really, and also a teenage girl's bedroom, and then a younger boy's bedroom, a child. I tried to fit a lot of kind of hobby type things to do on this lot as much as I could. Of course, we got the piano, we have an easel upstairs where you can paint, and a few hobbies could also be ways to make money. Like I have the flower arranging table, which works great since we have a lot of flowers planted. And we have the woodworking table out in the greenhouse. We have a fizzing station and a candle maker in that kind of mud room type of area. So, because like I was saying, I really just imagine this family making their money off of the land or things that they craft instead of really working outside of the home. And anything you do grow or craft or whatever, of course, then you can sell at your little farmer's market stall. Or you could also get like a retail space, or you could just, sell it straight out of your inventory, whichever you would like. I'm actually making a grocery store for this lot in particular, so you can sell all those, all the food and stuff that you grow. And I have the inside completely figured out of the grocery store, but I'm having trouble figuring out what I want the exterior to look like. So it might be a little bit before that comes out, but I am actively working on it. Oh, by the way, I just remembered something. So I did have the, good soil lot trait on this lot for obvious reasons. But that actually is causing a glitch. I was having a lot of trouble because I was planting the things, testing everything out, and a lot of the plants kept kind of reverting back to like previous growing stages, and a lot of the fruit that was on them would go into my inventory, and it was annoying the crap out of me. It was so annoying. So I heard on Twitter, and it's actually that lot trait is causing that glitch. So at some point you can have the good soil lot trait, but I don't think it's fixed right now. So that's why I don't have it on there. Hopefully that'll be fixed soon, because that would be nice. And there are far too many glitches in the game right now for my liking. It's starting to really impede on a lot of gameplay and even building. So, man, they gotta fix a lot of stuff in this game, that's for sure. And I'm also hoping for some new big content, new expansions and things. We are getting a game pack, so that's nice, but I'm definitely hoping for more, because it gets harder to have ideas of what to build whenever you haven't got a lot of stuff recently. So, hey, if you have any ideas for what you want built, let me know about them. Well, guys, we are almost finished with this build. I just have this art room to finish up, and then a bathroom, and then that's it. I just want to thank you so much for watching. It really means the world to me. As always, this build will be uploaded to the gallery, so you can download it from there. But if you need the tray files, you can get those from my Patreon page, which I will have linked down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will talk to you all again next Saturday. Bye, everybody!